Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No!
What day is it? Monday? Oh, Monday!
Monday, Monday, so good to me.
Hey, it's Monday.
Medical
Monday.
Changes could be coming to Michigan's marijuana law. A new set of bills now being heard in Lansing.
Marijuana is not a drug.
And the bills would have major implications to small medical growers known as caregivers.
That's some heavy shit, man.
Small pot farmers in California say the state is not standing by its promise to protect.
Big companies were supposed to be limited, but some have stacked hundreds of licenses.
I'm hitting it so hard.
Created a cartel, essentially.
You have an industry allowing for businesses to operate like cartels.
But it's a Monday.
Harm has been done by the fact that we didn't legalize it back then.
Well, I don't know if there's any harm that's been done.
There was people getting arrested, there were people getting thrown in jail. I mean, that counts, doesn't it?
What kind of joint is this, man?
Smoking marijuana all in public. You would think that shit was legal. We the Pistons in the 8, 9, and 9. Oh, bad boy, bad boy.
just another medical.
And welcome, Medical Mondays, y'all. This is your host with the most, THC, in his motherfucking bloodstream, BERG. Of course, I got my returning panelist with me, Adam L. Brook, a.k.a. Mr. Hash Bash himself.
Hey, now.
You got our boy Rodney joining us, a.k.a. Chef Rodney. What up, though? What up, though?
What's up? What's up?
Much love to everybody tuned in. If you could hit that, oh shit, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Oh man, I should start off with what's everybody smoking on? Because this
You mean
Project Z Runs from Michigan Turf Farms is pretty motherfucking fire, man.
I'm on.
Also, I got some what you call it, Blueberry Z rolled up and some permanent marker for my boy G. And shout out Dog Catcher Farms. I got some birthday cake from him.
Cool. I'm on some slushy that I found.
Oh,
And also, I found underneath my desk a big jar of Zope.
oh man!
And look at
I
it.
haven't had that in a minute.
Wait, look at it. It's separated. So I got
Oh
I gotta
man!
whip it
All
back
the
up.
chirps on the
Mhm.
top.
I got to whip it back up, but I was waiting for tonight to enjoy it because I found it under my desk. I was doing some cleaning. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, awesome.
Much love to everybody in here already. We got Blue Brett, we got Native Made, we got Edward Olson, Jared, oh, this fucking guy Adam L. Brooks in here.
Oh,
Dude.
what a douchebag. Guy using my fucking.
But there's more people in here watching, but let us know what you're smoking on. Everybody out there.
Oh,
Let me switch this up. All right, before we get into anything else, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our awesome sponsors. Huge shout out and much love to Native Made 313, Michigan Turf Farms, Narcoduction Extracts, Tiki Madman, SOB Labs, and Tree Street Packaging.
booyah.
Boom. Also, I want to remind everybody out there, this is Medical Mondays. Therefore, we always want to tell you go out and get your medical marijuana card if you haven't gotten one already, or if you let it lapse and You know, you're like, oh, well, now it's recreational. We don't need a card. Da, da, da. Yes, you do. It's beneficial in many ways. And one of the awesome people you can hit up is Detroit Certification Center, y'all. You can get at them at Detroit Cert Center on social media, as well as find them on the interweb at DetroitCertCenter.com. Or you can give them a call or text at 248-275-6707. Huge shout out to Wheezy. Just renewed our card. Me and Roach renewed our cards not too long ago. Hopefully we'll be getting them pretty soon. I'm hoping.
You know what we need? We need a
Fingers
video
crossed.
of somebody doing that so people can see how it's done. Because I bet like that probably scares people off. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I just find that people talking about their own medical conditions and all that shit, you know. I know one of my boys, he got his card because he has IBS. You know, you don't want that on a fucking video, you know.
well, yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not like, you know, but like walking in, like into the doctor's office, like checking in, and then like walking out. Like you would obviously that's different. Sorry, Adam.
No. I agree with you, but I can remember the day when people were showing up in hotel rooms to meet with doctors that they had no idea who they were meeting. All they knew is they were going to a hotel room and there was going to be a doctor in it. And they
It
went
could
by
have
the
been motherfucking
thousands.
Chris Hansen on the other side of that door. You never know.
Right. They went by the thousands. So if you think that there's something up now why you shouldn't go get your card, it used to be so shady. Now it wasn't really shady, but you didn't know.
No, but I mean, people went as far as saying, "Oh, I don't want to be on that list.
Yeah,
I don't want to be on that list." Bro, you're already on a list, one way or another.
You're in
What's
multiple
another
lists.
fucking list? What's another list that protects you with that?
You want to be able when that officer says, well, you rear-ended this vehicle, so we're going to get a blood sample from you. You want to be able to show your card and say, no problem, but I have a medical marijuana card. So, you know.
My blood's going to be fucking green. Like,
right.
yeah.
Right. You can't hold that against.
I'll spit in the fucking cup and fail.
Right. Man, you should be able to smell me now.
Right.
But it's well worth it. And listen, call your insurance person. Ask them if $60 for 2 years or $80 for 2 years by the time you pay your doctor and everything. It's the best insurance you can buy. I mean,
definitely.
You can, so I remember, because I have to renew mine, I'll be honest with you, I definitely have to. But the reason, to be fair, as to why I didn't have one, I grew my own. Like I wasn't going anywhere.
But the issue with driving, it's the one thing that the card trumps everything, is that you're exempt from all the laws that say you can't have weed in your system. Now you can't be intoxicated.
That's a different story.
That's a whole different story.
Yep.
But
and even these road tests that they're pushing in different
those
states,
are all bullshit. Yeah.
Fucking the swab test and all that shit. Even the creators of the testing systems or whatever you want to fucking call it, admit that they do not tell you if the person is intoxicated or not.
No.
It just tells you the levels in which they have in their system.
Correct.
Right. And everybody knows that weed stays in your system. Everybody knows that it's stored in your fat cells.
It's an endocannabinoid. Your body wants it, so it hangs on to it.
So it's stored in your fat cells. So everybody also would think that us fat people would test positive longer than skinny people. Well, the reality is that I tested positive for like 6 months after I went and joined the state living facilities that I spent 2 years at. I tested positive over their 50 nanogram tests that they had. But Michigan doesn't say 50 nanograms. Michigan is any level of cannabis in your system. And that's why that medical card makes all the difference in the world. It's just a headache you don't need. You know?
Mm-hmm. You know what else it does? It shows these politicians that we're still here.
That's
like,
that's a valid point.
All these politicians are seeing these numbers dwindle, and they're like, "Oh, well, what do we need a medical program for anymore?"
You couldn't you couldn't buy a vote.
No.
Here you can.
Yeah. And also, I want to remind everybody on the 22nd of this month.
Yeah.
Toy Drive Give Back going on in Comedy Sesh with Polish. Of course, it's going to be in Detroit, $20 entry without donation. Of course, the donation is going to be some kind of awesome toy. It's going to be, like I said, the 22nd, and it's 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. on a Sunday, of course. And I'm sure Native Maid's going to be there. Nugget Production.
Sure.
The list goes on and on, y'all. But everybody who comes in gets a raffle ticket for your chance to win some awesome prizes from all the vendors. Shout out to Roach, man. He won the last raffle.
Really?
Yeah. So, and, yeah, man. Come through, smoke out, have a good time, have some laughs. Man, I really hope people show out. This is going to be the 4th annual. I want to say the Give Back started out as the toy drive, if I'm not mistaken. You guys know me. I've been known to be mistaken in the past, but I want to say it all started from a toy drive. So shout out to JSH Enterprises and Nugget Production Extracts for keeping this going. And yeah, come through, y'all. Detroit. You should know. If you don't know, holler at me. We'll let you know where it's at. Oh, shout out Jamie Lowell joining us. What up, though?
Hey, what's happening?
What you smoking on?
This is Strawberry Supersonic from Superb.
Ooh.
Just locking up at Meds Cafe.
Hell yeah. Are you smoking tonight, Rodney? I know you were taking a little break.
Yeah.
What did you say what you were smoking on?
This is the last of my Ninja Cookie. Like, this was full, obviously.
Ninja Cookie.
Yeah. It was fun to grow, man. It was really, really fun to grow.
Hell yeah.
The hell is Ninja Cookie?
I have no fucking clue. I got it a couple of
Native
years
Maid
ago.
said I was right. All the Give Back started with the toy drive 4 years ago.
Hell yeah. Yeah. But no, I got it from Andrew Muddy out of Boston. He sent me a bunch of seeds. He was like, grow this, tell me what you think. So I did.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just found some fucking one of our sponsors. Some Tiki Madman Tropical Runt seeds.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got it. Man, I should do a giveaway soon. You know what? I might take some seeds and throw them in the raffle baskets.
Oh, there you go.
At the Give Back. So
there you go. Come to the Give Back.
Yeah, come to the Give Back, y'all. You might get some tiki seeds. Shout out KK in the building. What up, though? I wish it would show me the full list of people in here. It only gives me the list of active chatters. But some people watching on the TV too, so and a lot of people who watch YouTube on TV aren't logged in.
I'm one of those people. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you can't see who it is anyway.
But hey, you're here all the same.
Right. So what were you talking about before the show?
Me or Adam?
No. What was I talking about?
Well,
Yeah, I don't remember.
when I was like, all right, let's stop
Save it for
talking
the
about
show.
it.
Shit.
We
Yeah,
should-
exactly. I don't remember. Fuck.
But anyway,
Right.
Wait. Was it about the new metric shit?
Oh yeah, all the
yeah,
rules.
yeah,
We
that's
were
what
talking
it
about the
was.
proposed rules and
The-
how
Yep.
they're
yeah.
proposed, and that doesn't mean
They're only proposed. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And people are already talking about them like it's a great thing and change is happening. And in the meantime, if you read them, they're not necessarily all that great and what you wanted. You know, the nice thing is though, they finally started taking some commentary from what you might say are stakeholders or, you know, that have an interest in one way or the other. And they're actually getting some information from people where it makes sense. Personally, I wish there was some, you know, street level dealer in there telling them, hey, it doesn't matter what laws you pass, this is what we're doing. Because, you know, you can't claim this is illegal in any way, shape, or form if it's legal. I mean,
Is Jamie getting pulled over?
No.
No, I'm just trying to turn on some lights in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the red light behind you and you digging in your thing. I was like, is he getting pulled
Yeah,
over?
man,
right
don't
now?
jinx them, bro.
I don't want to. I
Alright.
shouldn't have said a goddamn thing, but damn.
I'm turning these lights on to increase the chances of
There you
drunk
go.
being pulled over. So we can do a live
Yeah,
cop
just
interview.
say, officer, we're live. Just want to let
Yeah.
you know.
And what do you say
Hey,
to the
well,
cops?
Hey, so December 12th is public input on the rules, on the proposed
Yeah.
rules.
Right.
Yeah.
Where?
From a business perspective, from our store perspective, that Ann Arbor,
Okay.
I brought this up, I think, last week or something, but we want to
Okay,
deliver,
okay.
but it's not practical to have a car. It's not
Right.
easy to have a consistent place to park. And then when you go take it someplace to go do the delivery, it's not easy to have a place to leave the car and then go do the delivery. So it's just logistically difficult. And in the existing language, as Josh Cover pointed out, of course, CEO of Meds, but lawyer for many years, that the existing language interchanges the words between vehicle and motor vehicle. They're two separate descriptions. And by vehicle, we could use like an electric bike type scenario. That would be a lot
Or like
more
a motor
efficient.
scooter. Yeah, yeah.
And but the department doesn't want to do it. And to me, that's an example of, for no reason whatsoever,
Right.
making something more restrictive.
Well,
And like the stores can't sell like candy and pop and stuff either, like a lot of stores do, a lot of retail stores do, to try to, you know, make up a little extra revenue generation and make it more convenient for consumers and stuff like that too. So there's opportunities to kind of like normalize and move forward and stuff, but just not taken.
I truly believe it's their naivete. I really believe they don't understand it. And the problem is that if you're only going to take, you know, a few hours of public commentary, then you're not going to hear from all the people that might come out and tell you what you need to know. You're just going to hear from the special interest groups, which, you know, I'm a part of those. I'm not going to deny that, but
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things, and if people are planning on addressing some aspect of it, if there's a concern or something, just the overriding concept of making things more restrictive or not moving things forward with this opportunity,
right,
is an issue, or has been noticed, or whatever, you know, somebody might want to view it. But that seems to be common throughout. There's a couple things in there, I guess, that not so bad, and as you said, maybe seem to be better than they or don't seem to be as good as they sound in a lot of ways. And we know that the motivation of this agency, anyway, seems to be try to generate revenue in some ways, in addition to, you know, just being the regulatory body. So you wonder if it's geared toward making stuff easier for that.
well, I believe they're still building that, to be honest with you. They don't know how to regulate the whole system yet. They haven't figured it out, just like a lot of these grows haven't figured it out. It's only been a few years, really, in the scheme of things. and eventually the state will have decided what enforcement can be done, what rules are going to work best. And 10, 20 years from now, we may be in a whole different realm than we are now. But you're very correct that nothing should become more restricted at this point.
I feel like they're just trying to find a way to manipulate it even more, so it's like, yeah, they have a stranglehold over everything that we do, and it's like, at what point are we going to get what we paid for? Let's be honest, or get what we voted for, like labeling and stuff. I mean, that's smart, but like still, you're not required to label it if it's remediated.
Right. Oh, well, if you go through the state and have
right.
Yeah. I had a conversation with the legislative liaison for the department the other day. And the situation with that, as I understand it, is if somebody never remediates, then they can put a label on the product that says we never remediate this product. So if you don't see it, you assume that there's some remediation in the product.
So, okay. So question is, I feel like that opens up for litigation down the line, because think about it. Let's say that you're a business that does use remediation, then your sales plummet because they did that, because people choose that. I mean, they couldn't sue for whatever losses at that point?
Well,
I don't know, man. I wouldn't know how to answer that question properly. So, the state's doing it, maybe with some guidance. I don't know. Or want.
And I wonder, like, if they do have to put remediation on it, does that pertains to everything,
right?
Not only just the flour. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they could fucking remediate some flour and then put it into a pre-roll, and then have that tested type shit.
Speaking of pre-rolls, listen, I'm gonna be honest. Like, there are some like terrible pre-rolls out there. Terrible.
And
literal
people
dirt.
love them.
And
People are buying the fuck out of them, man.
All right, I'm just gonna say this right now. Y'all people that like those dirt pre-rolls, I don't trust you.
Oh, they're not in here. They're not watching. They're not watching.
That's all I'm gonna
shit.
say. Like, I will take a hit of it. I'll let you know what I think. I'll politely decline, but like, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I've gotten some decent pre-rolls out of the industry, but they were
few and far in between.
Well, but they were meant to be what they were, and they were high quality, big joints that I really liked. And
yeah, price and quality is the thing on the light market. There are some dirt joints, but they cost $1 or something, so people know that and they're happy with it. So kind of weird, but
I also want joints and not cones.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Because you can't pack you can't pack a cone.
They shouldn't. Yeah, they shouldn't call cones pre-rolls. They're not. They're not rolled.
Right.
Pre-rolls.
They're packed.
90% of the time, they're not even rolled.
Right. And I'll be honest with you, they should sell pre-rolls and they should sell cones.
Yeah, KK got some fire ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say KK said something.
Yeah.
All right, yo, let me get one of those. I need to get hooked up with one of those. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah,
those hash holes. I want to fucking reach out and be like, yo, let me get one.
You want more than one, trust me.
Oh, well, more than one, so be it. My point is, yo, hit me up. I want to try that. I love hash. I love holes.
There you go. Who doesn't?
Hell yeah. I've been seeing this SOB Labs. I've been seeing it. So you know what? Need to fucking do it.
Fucking Bird Media, what up, Joe? Yeah, I keep forgetting to post this on Instagram since I only have one account now. I used to post it on the Medical Mondays fucking Instagram page, but both of those got shut down.
I posted something on TikTok today for the first time in like a year, and it instantly got removed.
Or are you smoking?
Nope.
Wow.
Like instantly, like within, it wasn't even on there a minute. There's a quick cut scene to a plant of weed growing. That's probably why, because they have pictures, AI detects it, whatever. But I didn't tag any weed or anything like that.
So in other in another state, Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
Cannabis caregivers and large grow sites will soon be legal in Hawaii, impacting thousands.
How soon? I'm going.
Said a couple weeks they're talking about.
Oh,
I got a little video.
Yeah, I got an event there at the end of January.
Do you like Spam?
Do I Spam like the food?
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, that's big over in fucking.
That's what I was about to say.
Hawaii.
It's huge in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I like Spam.
Right, here we go.
I'll eat it. I don't buy it.
Spam.
Can you guys hear this or no?
Monty Python.
Yes.
There you go.
Hold on.
Chiga.
There we go. There we go. My bad, yo.
The state legislature is to blame for a lapse in Hawaii's medical marijuana rules. At issue, a law for caregivers that was written to last 7 years. It's about to expire, and as our Daryl Huff reports, there's no new law to replace it.
Thousands of medical marijuana patients get their cannabis from grow sites like this. That's because the law allows them to own up to 10 plants and have a caregiver take care of them. But effective at the end of next month, all that goes away.
It really was a failure that we did not address this impending deadline, and now we have the crisis upon us.
This is really where your medicine is.
Registered caregivers like Kevin, who Hawaii News Now profiled 3 years ago, are allowed to raise medical marijuana for patients who can't, like his father with cancer. As of December 31st, cannabis caregiving will no longer be legal.
The change of year is going to affect me big time, because if I can't grow it here, I can't grow it at home.
Lorraine grows her marijuana at Care Wailua, the state's largest community grow site. She is also a caregiver for her mother. Under the law, you could no longer help her.
Right. Right.
What does that make you feel like?
Very desperate. Desperate.
Caregivers will no longer be able to help people grow, plain and simple. So if you're a handicapped person or a bedridden person, you have to grow your own medicine. There's no caregiving for you.
Jason Hanley founded Care Wailua 8 years ago as an alternative to sometimes expensive or inconvenient dispensaries. It's under a cloud after a federal raid 14 months ago that still hasn't led to charges. More than 500 patients stopped coming after the raid.
They're all in the black market. They can't afford dispensaries. It's just, or they can't get their medicine. It's as simple as that.
The deadline will also ban grow sites for more than 5 patients.
We will probably shut down. Yeah.
Especially for Oahu patients who live in condos where they are dependent upon caregivers to grow their medical cannabis for them. They won't be able to have that access.
Yeah, it's horrible. Hawaii, man.
Yeah, and I believe that we're one generation away. One generation to die off, and then the people in charge will either be pro-cannabis or don't give a fuck, because you won't be able to be anti-cannabis at that point. The ball will have moved too far. And, right now you got these people who are holding on to what was.
So December 31st, they said.
In Hawaii?
Yep.
Really?
Well, as far as the medical, yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, you're gonna have to grow your own. And,
right.
But like they said, they have a community grow where multiple people.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's so fucked, man.
Hawaii, man. These people are like, aren't they known for weed?
Yeah.
What's going on? Right. What's going on here?
Maui Wowie.
Pineapple Express is from that area too, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably.
Something about the dirt.
Yeah, man. So everybody's scrambling in Hawaii, I guess.
That's just crazy.
So did you guys hear about Trump's DEA pick?
The Bandy.
He picked, who was it? Hillsborough County, Florida Sheriff Chad Chronister. And he's been picked to lead the DEA. And they just go on to say how Chad was one of the guys that was in support of the Proposal 3 down there that was gonna make it totally, well, it was basically gonna put it into their constitution that,
right,
you know, basically only people can grow weed down there. So corporate.
It was industry supported by the big gun down there, True Leaf.
Yeah, True Leaf.
Who's got like 120 stores or something down
there.
They also have a death count. Didn't one of their employees die on the clock and some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it True Leaf?
In Maryland, I think so.
Yeah.
It was in a different state though, right?
Right, but it's still the same company.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know, when companies start having kill counts,
breathing in the weed, their fucking shitty ass weed
that they were grinding so fine so that it was powder.
Yeah, it was
disgusting.
That's crazy. So yeah. What's your guys' opinion on a fucking Florida sheriff becoming and I said it on a previous show, but Trump is not about medical marijuana. He's about fucking just making some money. So I'm hoping that people will, keep in mind that he's about that money. That's it. I don't think anything good is going to happen. And it's not going to change any laws. If they fucking reschedule it, it's not going to change it. It's still going to be illegal in illegal states. So.
I think that makes about as much sense as Hunter Biden pardoning his son.
What? No, Hunter Biden's the one that got pardoned.
No, that's what, or whatever.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Fuck him.
Yeah.
The point is,
bro, that's
like,
dog.
But listen. First of all, anybody convicted of a gun crime, as long as nobody was killed, and a dope crime federally, should have their convictions
expunged
or commuted, or whatever the president
forgiven, exonerated. Yeah.
President offers pardons, whatever.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that, and the whole thing is really. And I don't care what your kid did. If you're president of the United States, you better pardon your fucking kid. If he committed a federal crime.
And in this particular case, he was headed for a significantly harsher sentence than most people get for the same behavior.
Right, because it was federal.
Yep.
And
no, because of the way it was teed up.
Well,
politically.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, he wouldn't have been convicted of such a harsh penalty in a state court.
True.
Yeah.
They get rid of it.
Yeah, but it could have been a PR nightmare then.
It was a PR nightmare.
Well, yeah, it is.
I mean, what the fuck are you doing over there, man?
It's alarm thing.
Jerking off RoboCox.
One of his dildos keep on going off.
Can't believe you.
We just ruined the surprise on his OnlyFans.
So I personally find it funny that the head of the DEA is going to be a Chad.
Right.
Like that's his name. It's Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Chronister.
He's going to call himself
one of the things that I did one of the points that he was pushing is well, as far as the proposal 3, blah 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 blah. One of the things he was proposing is like, it allows our law enforcement to, stop arresting people for cannabis and, focus more on better, well, I wouldn't say better things, but worse things than fucking marijuana. But how many people out there that are still getting arrested over this shit? You know what I mean?
Well, that's why these people hang on to whatever they can.
Yeah.
I mean, they write tickets for the most ridiculous things you've ever heard of just because they can, not because.
Dude, a vast majority of everything at the traffic stop or involving a police officer is quote unquote at officer's discretion.
Oh,
let's be honest.
I've seen it firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
Red Setter, what up, though?
What's up, Red? I don't know. I don't really like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we do have rights. Please, people, know your rights. Like, dude, let's be honest. If you're sitting in the passenger seat of a car, I don't know why an officer would, ID you if you're not committing a crime. You know what I mean? Like, there's no crime being committed. You need reasonable articulate suspicion. If you don't have RAS, then you don't need my ID.
They can ask for ID. You don't have to provide it.
No, you can deny it unless you're trying to perform a Terry stop. But last I knew, those were illegal.
Well, my point is this, and I've dealt with these
takedowns
for years. No, but my point is, if they can, they will. If they're asking, you don't have to.
No.
So if they have a warrant, they're coming in.
Oh, that's a different story. Yeah.
Knock on my door. I'll be happy to.
Yeah.
Call me on the phone. Tell me you want me to step outside. I'll come out with my hands up. But you don't have to go all gangster on my ass.
No.
And I just think that it's gotten way out of hand.
Oh, it has.
For weed,
it has.
Now we're looking at it totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see them going at SWAT teams to these businesses and these corporations,
testing facilities,
whatever, that are breaking the rules or doing something illegal. I mean, you just don't see that.
No.
So,
because here's the thing: if you didn't see it, it didn't happen technically.
Right. Well, maybe my point is if we get far enough away from this, they'll stop doing that. So we just got to moving the ball forward.
See, I agree with you, but I don't think they're going to stop. I really don't. Because by stopping, like you said, it would relinquish control, and they're hanging on to the last shit that they got, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because what else they got? Shitty weed that they got a microwave? You know what I mean? Oh, and then magically, when we're talking about labels, where the idea is to label the stuff that hasn't been. No, that's not. If you haven't remediated it, then don't put a sticker on your shit.
How do we know it hasn't been remediated?
That is we need to come up with, like, I would say, like, some kind of like fucking like health department shit.
Yeah, but
come up with
it now and taking it to the lab and it's passing. So
right, but at the same time, these ex-Leos that were putting people away and stuff like that and are rallying against caregivers' rights are the ones that run these testing facilities.
No, I know some of them, but they shouldn't be involved at all.
Correct. Absolutely.
I mean, that's my opinion.
But 100%. 100%. Because they know they're already brothers, man. It's a trauma bond. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like, I'm still friends with people I worked with, dude, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Because we worked in the kitchen together. It's that trauma bond, busy dinner nights, all that shit, right? You become brothers. So if they called me, they're like, hey, man, I'm getting pulled over. I'm going to believe them over anybody else. So if a cop calls another cop and says, hey, so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. I mean, come on, man. You're already dead in the water at that point.
Right.
That's what it is. That's why you make friends with certain cops.
That's why I fucking I don't know about all that. But yeah, that's one of the most fucking my major reason for getting off of fucking jury duty is there's some kind of police testimony, and they ask you if you have a problem with
the police.
I'm like, yeah, I got a problem with that.
They put you straight on another list. Just on another list.
And like straight up, like the last 3 times I went for jury duty, it involved the same officer that I know. Like I went to Holy Redeemer with when we were kids and shit. I know him. I can't be on this shit.
I've been called twice in the last 10 years, and I just fill out the paperwork and send it in. And then I call and I'm like, did you receive my paperwork? Because there's no way you're going to seat me on a jury.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, we'll take you off the list. Okay. Happened twice so far.
Okay, bye.
So I didn't have to show up. Great. Happy to know your system's working and I'm on the list.
None of that's, dude, they're still running on Microsoft XP for shit.
No, I know.
Like, okay, let alone all bullshit aside, I feel bad for the people who work IT for these dumbasses. All right, but let's be honest. Yeah. Because it's like you're plugging in your cell phone has more, technological like workability than any of their machines. It blows my mind. And then you see them with like their like, fucking Posturepedic, lounge chair desks, and then there's stand-up tilts, and it's all like this command center, and I'm like, this is dumb. No wonder people hate you. Chad's gonna fit right in.
Right.
Well, yeah, Red Center Farms said that maybe the shops can advertise their unremediated. Yeah,
that's Jamie, not bad idea. Yeah,
Jamie suggested that earlier. I mean, it would.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
It's just another like code or like
would there be some kind of law against that though, to say you can't? Okay, well, you can just you can put it on there and be like, oh, well, this isn't remediated flour. It could be remediated flour.
Correct.
Because these fucking corporate fucks are fucking pieces of shit.
They would buy the stickers and just label it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're not very smart, to be honest with you. Like, this is how they come up with something. Okay, take a problem, take a schematic, and think about the dumbest way around how to solve it, and that's what they're probably going to do. It's that simple.
Well, I just don't understand why the whole video thing, if they're responsible for covering every inch of their place, especially entrances and exits and rooms and
all that, right?
Why wouldn't they have access to that?
They do. I mean? Well, it's my understanding that they can request up to 30 days video, but everyone.
No, but I'm just saying they could have servers of their own where it's like it's transmitting to them live.
Yeah. So in my house, I have, a nice security system set up, as we all usually do. But it's a custom system that I built. It goes straight up into an encrypted hard drive here. So even if you cut it, and then it's also being uploaded online to a secured, server. So it's like I have thousands of terabytes of security footage and shit. They need to come up with an AI to scrub that. Like, that would be dope. Like, type in, this is what I'm looking for and shit. But like dates,
no, but I mean, it's not only fucking, there's certain footage of certain angles missing. It's like all the time gaps too, bro.
Yep. I mean, to be honest though, hang on though, because and I'm just playing devil's advocate real quick. So with time gaps, sometimes that's just meant as social media, right? Because you have to condense your videos down. So at some point it's excusable.
Well, no, like in the
but
shit,
not in this shit.
No, in the shit.
Yeah.
Like there's 4 or 5 hours sometimes. I want to say.
No.
Other times it was only an hour or something, you know.
Yeah, I feel you.
I just think
I don't know.
Pretty crazy that some of these companies, when they get questioned, they're like, well, we're missing this much tape. We're missing this one piece. And they just think that they can do that and get away with it. And they do, because the state doesn't see that as a problem, I guess.
You know, there's
what up?
There's types of people, two types of people. You know, I would agree that exist. You know, the person that believes that the fastest, you know, way to between two lines is a straight line or a curve. You know, I mean, it could be argued, right? And then the question is, well, what kind of curve? What kind of straight line? So then there's going to be nuance to everything. And in this world full of nuance, I mean, you know, River Rat just said it. I was reading. They were like, yo, the average smoker don't care. They just want cheap weed. I hate to say it. Sadly, that's the truth. Like, that is the absolute truth. Hear me out. It's the same in the food world. All right. I could teach you how to make a filet mignon, you know, a duck à l'orange. That's not an issue. All right. But that's going to cost you some money unless you grow it yourself, right? You know, raise the duck. You get the idea. I could do all that, but that's not the point. Or I could sell you a quesadilla, $5. You know what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Chicken, cheese, beef, cheese. I mean, come on, right? I'm going to sell more quesadillas than I will duck, you know, hands down. That's the truth of it. Because people want quick, they want convenient, they want cheap, and that's how Americans live capitalistic. Companies that do that, pump it out, they make money. For example, you don't see fucking... the official food of America now is McDonald's. I'm sure you guys saw this.
No.
You see my fucking point. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I haven't seen that.
Well, I mean, considering the fact that Trump's taking pictures with everybody on planes and shit
that was the funniest shit, bro. Yeah. That was the funniest shit. He bought the Olympic motherfuckers McDonald's.
Yep.
That shit was hilarious.
Right there, yeah, football players, I thought.
Yeah.
He ain't done this. Ain't the first time he's done it. It's like his
he
thing.
did it multiple times. Like he wanted to give everybody a McDonald's feast. Like
his name is Donald McDonald. That's funny as fuck.
I'm over here enjoying
Donnie
the
McDonald.
best Michigan has to offer. Shout out Michigan Terrier Farms. Native made, hell yeah.
I need to get on that.
Well, we talked about it before on the show about how New York's cracking down on all the illegal shops.
Yep.
Well, there's a city called Elmira. It's like just north of Pennsylvania. Well, they're proposing what is it? Proposal Local Law Number 3 of 2024, titled "A Local Law of City of Elmira, New York, regarding unlicensed cannabis sales in the city of Elmira." That's like the longest fucking title I ever heard. But yeah.
They put the thesis sentence as the title.
This, and one of the laws is they can be fined up to $10,000 a day.
What?
So yeah,
that's fucked.
So
I did talk to some people like last week in Buffalo, right? So they run a wildly successful consumption lounge, like wildly successful, because I don't know if you guys remember. You know, it is. No, it is because they sell memberships. So the way that the memberships work is you don't bring anything with you and you don't buy anything when you're there, right? You see what I'm saying? every member gets to come however much you want or something like that, right? Everywhere. And then you can smoke as much as you want, whatever you want, consume, you do whatever you want, basically.
It's a private
And
club.
then they'll send you home with a goodie bag. So, I mean, that's it makes me think of Flint Social Club, G3.
So is it a BYOB? You can
No,
bring
you
your
can't
own
bring
bud?
anything. Bring your own lighter. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, you can't bring anything.
Yeah,
They
I don't.
Yep. And you
They
get
supply it.
goodies.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck
But my question is this. Didn't we have some stuff like that
So
up
you
here?
gotta buy a membership to buy more shit?
No. You buy a membership and they give it to
bag.
you. Right. No, it's all gifted to you.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? Like you can just go and like consume as much as you want, allegedly. As a matter of fact, you know what? I will
So
put
you
you
don't
in
gotta
touch.
pay for shit but membership.
From what I understand, I will put you in touch with the person who runs this shop. I'll introduce you. You can ask him all the questions you want. I know he'll answer it.
Buffalo.
Yep. But from what I
Yeah.
understand, he's got upwards of about 10,000 members. So, I mean, that's, let's be honest. Like,
Yeah,
that's not something to shake a stick at, right? So, if 10,000 people are paying $100 or whatever it is a month, I don't know what it is. That's some coinage, And my question is
shit.
this: was the people in Michigan doing this? Like, was that what's going on? Like, what's the scoop there? Why didn't Kaukushka Lounge happen? Like, that's gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, it's short-lived. What about this Hotbox Social?
Venue.
Is it still a thing?
It's a venue. It's for rent.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's forever going to be there. Write off your losses. Makes sense. Real estate. But like, no, we have Flint. So it's Flint Social, isn't it? Or what is it?
Vehicle City Social.
Yeah, thank you. Vehicle City Social Club in Flint. And then you got G3. GC3, and then there's some more too.
Yeah, I guess.
But
I've
yeah,
been to GC3 once, and I've been to Vehicle City several times.
Genesee County's a little more lax on some of the things.
Yeah.
I don't believe you could have that in most cities. I don't think the city government would give you a license to do that kind of business.
Oh yeah, KK, I totally agree with you. It is.
I can't see his comments. What is it?
He says that Hotbox Social is a money grab. No, it is. 100%.
It's a venue.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
So yeah, even deeper into the law, they're saying locations that choose to continue selling unlicensed cannabis and cannabis products after they're given a cease and notice will be subject to fines from $100 all up to $10,000 per day, with a maximum of $25,000. So how are they gonna? Because they say that once they're the businesses will be seized, secured, and closed if found to be selling illegal cannabis. So I guess.
So then, who determines it's illegal cannabis? They do.
Yeah.
That's how is that not a conflict of interest?
Yeah.
So they could just walk in and be like, "That's."
Well, I
that's
mean,
illegal
there's
cannabis.
there is all kinds of New York spots that are selling fucking straight
That's
up
true.
fucking trash.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The same motherfucker selling all the fucking blue and pink weed, bro. That shit's fucking foul. I don't see how people are out there smoking that fucking glitter weed, bro.
Yeah, that's fucked. I do like some purple weed though.
Oh well, I'm
Like, let's not get it twisted.
naturally
That's not
purple.
glitter.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Hear me? That's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta, explain the fucking nuance apparently. So, yeah, no, that's because Tropicana Cookies has like a dark purple hue to it. Love it, love it.
Man, Michigan Turf Farms had this midnight, and that shit was so deep purple, it was almost black. Oh, that shit was so fire. I enjoyed that a lot.
I had someone press some. It was Tropicana cookie. We pressed some and made rosin. It was like it got darker, obviously, as it would. Some of the best rosin I've ever had. Like fuck, it was delicious. Grow it yourself, press it yourself.
So we talked about it on a previous show about how Nebraska was trying to get that shit thrown out, and that the judge said, "Oh, it's going through. They can only attest for 1,500 out of, I want to say over 80,000 people signed the petitions."
Right.
So
They're
Attorney
trying to claim
General's
that more
office,
signatures should be considered bad, but the judges didn't agree with it. Okay.
yeah. So the Attorney General's office is preparing for a lawsuit trying to appeal that decision. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with Nebraska, but they're like, it's legal. No, it's not.
Did it miss getting on the ballot because of this?
No, it totally got on the ballot. They were saying, and then even they went to as far to even say it's on the ballot, but it's not going to count. And then the judge was like, "Why isn't it going to count? It's on the ballot."
I assume it passed, and that's why they're freaking out.
Yeah, no, they're totally
Perfect.
freaking out.
That's awesome. Yeah. Good.
And this is going to be the second time that they're trying to block this. So on behalf of Secretary of State Bob Evnen, in a lawsuit against two successful medical cannabis measures. Yeah, I mean, they're questioned the specific circulatory credibility, and said she found other witnesses to be more credible. She concluded that some of the circulators' signatures were not notarized outside the circulators' presence or lost their presumption of validity. Talking about everything being notarized. Rejected what she described as Evans' number optional theory of widespread fraud, and questioned whether it was allowed under Nebraska's constitution. Even if it was, she said, evidence would be insufficient and invalidate all petitions. So they're trying to get all the petitions fucking thrown out, but
sounds like it.
I don't know, man. Nebraska, get your shit together. I mean, they voted on it. I want to say it was in the 70 percentile that fucking all of Nebraska was like for medical marijuana. Kentucky's fucking medical now too. They voted that shit in.
Yeah, but what is their medical program? See that then you got to look at the next step.
So, it's not just the medical program. Here's the thing: they don't know shit.
I got a video on it though.
Oh hell yeah, let's see it.
Awesome.
She's from
Governor Andy
Kentucky.
Beshear provided new information on medical cannabis. He highlighted resources for eligible Kentuckians, including an online directory of certified practitioners, ensuring easy access to the care they need. Medical cannabis is set to be legalized statewide on January 1st.
December the 1st. Is when we will have the portal up to where you can search for an authorized practitioner. Already over 154 of them. You can search by city, you can search by county, you can search by specialty in there. Starting December 1st, you can also go ahead and set up that appointment. Go in and see one of these authorized practitioners, and if you qualify, they can provide the certification that they upload to the Kentucky Office of Medical Cannabis.
Along with the online portal launch, the Kentucky Office of Medical Cannabis will hold 2 lotteries, one this Monday and another on December 16th to select dispensary licenses for 11 regions.
A mix of excitement and anticipation at Dripwell Vapor in Fort Wright as the lottery got underway. The shop was among 4,000 applications hoping to secure just one of 36 licenses.
Numbers for Region 10.
One of
So we're just sitting here
36.
listening to it, taking customers, as it's going, trying to, hear what's happening.
Then there it was, number 327.
When they called our name and our number, we all screamed like we won the Super Bowl.
They were the only ones selected in Boone County. Another was from
Boone
Campbell
County.
and 2 from Kenton County. One of those will have to set up shop in a different county to follow Kentucky's one dispensary per county rule.
But for the right, it can be life-changing.
Armstrong says he's seen the impact medical marijuana can have.
For those parents to find something that fixed that for their child and then not have access to it anymore was heartbreaking for me.
The staff here at Dripwell Vapors is now working on signing that permanent lease for the medical dispensary that won't be located here because of all of the specific zoning codes around dispensaries. Armstrong doesn't feel enough product will be ready for the launch date.
And they just did the licenses 2 weeks ago for processors and growers, so you're looking at 2 months from there to January 1st. That's not enough time to grow a crop, let alone grow, harvest, and cure.
Background checks on staff and inspections of the dispensary also have to be done before their doors can open.
This is like day one of an industry.
But he says it's all worth it.
That customer education that we've done in nicotine vapor will be our backbone into medical cannabis.
Be our backbone. Bro, I just want, dog, real quick.
Did you see the ground up weed?
Yeah, dog, look at this weed.
No, I know.
This is supposed to be a grow?
Yeah. Looks like they had.
That looks like a fucking raid.
Like, dog, like
they just
somebody just went through and like pushed down all the plants. They're trying to do a crop circle in this fucking. I don't know.
But they look like those were already cut.
Bro, that's horrible.
And the weed was all ground up that you could see. It looked powdery.
But they were set. Yeah, man.
Was that Wana?
Yeah, they did have Wana on the show.
Yeah,
they're everywhere, bro. They're
Fuck.
everywhere.
Hate that.
Yeah, man. That do better. Do better.
I will say this. I know quite a few people in West Tennessee area that have already discovered places to purchase or procure said niceties in Kentucky and take them back home. So it's already happening. It's been happening for the last 5 years anyway. This has all kind of been a ball rolling. It's the problem where, like that guy said, like, they weren't really ready. You see what I'm saying? Because they were operating in a certain area. You know what I mean? Like the Delta 8 shit, all of that craze, Delta 9, all of that bullshit. Like they're really skating on thin ice down there. They really are, and no one knows anything. That's the best part. I can't wait for Tennessee to get legal though. There's a lot of good land down there.
Yeah, buddy.
A lot of good land down there.
So you guys remember that woman who got off over the weed psychosis. She like murdered that dude. It was like her first experience with cannabis.
Oh, there was her boyfriend. She stabbed him 33 times.
Supposedly, she just met the dude at a dog park. She said, but yeah,
wow.
There's an actual interview from her.
Let's watch this. Oh God.
Spaceshare was convicted of involuntary manslaughter.
The violence
Those
captured
fucking eyebrows should be a
headlines
felony.
to fuel true crime podcasts.
After she was finished stabbing Chad 108 times.
108
Oh, 108 times.
times.
My bad. Okay. Wow. My numbers were off.
Chad, she's a murderer.
Yeah. I mean, fuck. That's.
Now the woman behind the mugshot is ready to talk.
I mean, this is her choice. This is nobody making her do anything. I'm just like sweating bullets right now.
Sucks.
Come on, this way.
Good girl. Good girl.
Bryn Spaceshare is home where she grew up in northwest suburban Bloomingdale with 3 brothers and a lot of pets.
Gorgeous dog.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So this is the norm.
Yeah, fuck this bitch.
Bryn to start her career as an
This
audiologist.
bitch.
Her hearing service dog, Aria, by her side. The two spent much of their free time at a dog park in Thousand Oaks. Dad went back to his
I
apartment
just
where he
want.
offered
I thought I'd cut this shit down. I guess.
Because there was no.
Anna in a bong. It was.
I never would hurt anybody.
Okay.
It
But
was
you stabbed him
Memorial Day
108
weekend.
fucking times.
After a visit to the dog park, Bryn
One
and
time
Chad
self-defense.
went back to his
2
apartment
times you're trying to fight
offer
back.
marijuana in a bong.
More than fucking
It
10.
was legal.
There's
Bryn,
passion.
an inexperienced user. What happened next shattered the 2
Inexperienced
families
user.
when Bryn
Oh well, I mean,
unexpectedly became violent.
Bro,
It's
I can't believe that it was
Yeah.
just fucking weed though. Right?
Dude, I have never seen that in all
never.
years.
Ever.
People have fucking like freaked out on what the fuck it is it like K2
K2,
and,
Salvia.
you know, yeah, bath salts and all
Yeah.
that shit, you know, fucking, but
Speaking of
not
Florida.
off of weed, bruh.
No.
Right.
Ain't nobody fucking taking a bong hit and like I'm gonna fucking kill more people type
Horrific
shit.
thing.
Well, what if this is all propaganda?
Well, it is.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there was no thought or emotions or
not from weed,
motors, feelings, sensory feelings of any kind. There was nothing, and it was just like I was.
So if
watching
you've ever paid attention to like media training period,
awful thing
she's
happen.
watching cues right
What
now from
prosecutors
somebody.
say was 3 knives from the
They're
kitchen.
feeding her lines.
Stabbed Chad, the serrated edges of the knives leaving him with 108 wounds. Bryn even stabbed her
From
dog,
3
Aria.
knives.
And it was
Yeah.
just
3
like I was
separate
watching a
knives.
TV screen
This
of
was planned.
awful things happening.
With what
She looks
prosecutors
like the
say
fucking
was
sister
3
from
knives
Dexter.
from the
Yeah.
kitchen. She stabbed Chad, the serrated edges of the knives leaving him with 108 wounds. Bryn even stabbed her dog, Aria, and herself.
Dissociation of reality.
That don't even look
And you
real.
don't have no sense of time.
That's
you have no
it
sense
doesn't.
of morality.
It looks like a terrible henna tattoo.
Where's all this
It-
damage on her
It's the
face?
scariest thing.
Gone.
Ventura
Exactly.
County Sheriff's deputies responded. Their body cameras
Show us the
recorded
footage. Let me see
that
this shit.
video
I wanna see
evidence
this.
remains
Nah, they
under
don't-
seal, but
it's under
Yeah, under seal. Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
Ventura
under seal
County
my balls.
prosecutor
Yeah, well,
watched
they created.
many times.
She carved
Exactly.
up his face.
Ooh.
The stabbing was
Ooh.
horrific.
You're an attorney. I don't trust you.
Gun 4 times. So these electrical wires go into her body 4
What?
times. She keeps stabbing herself.
Another deputy forced to use his metal baton for the first time in his career. It took 9 blows to break Bryn's arm, finally freeing the knife from her hand.
But she was stabbing her.
Saved my life, and I'm forever grateful for
From
them.
weed though,
Bryn,
bro.
covered in blood, was rushed to the hospital where she underwent surgery and survived her 43 stab wounds. Her mom flew from Chicago
She
to take care of her.
survived
She was going,
herself.
ask Chad what happened. I don't know what happened. It was just a matter of trying to, just consciously waking up. It was a matter of trying to explain to the detectives what I was experiencing, but saying it in a way where I was like, but I know I didn't do it, but I saw this happening.
I know.
Bryn spent 6 days in jail. Prosecutors initially charged her with murder, but over the course of the years-long investigation, just months before her trial, they reduced the charge to involuntary manslaughter. The reason? Experts on both sides agreed. Her actions were the result of a cannabis-induced psychosis.
This is rare, but
Bro,
it can happen. It's known to happen.
This is a motherfucking doctor
that have
saying
shown that
this
if you
shit.
give people high levels of THC directly into their bloodstream, you can elicit psychotic symptoms.
Bruh.
At Northwestern University's Feinberg School of Medicine, Dr. Sachin Patel studies how cannabis and its primary
Can we talk about this when this is done?
THC affects the brain. He says
I have a lot to
those most
say.
at risk of experiencing cannabis-induced psychosis are people with mental illness or people who have a family member with a psychotic disorder.
Is it possible for someone to become violent when they wouldn't normally be?
It's possible, depending on the degree of psychosis. So if people are perceiving things in the environment to be threatening, for example, that they ordinarily wouldn't, or when there actually is no threat, certainly one reaction of that could be, for example, fear or withdrawal. Under certain circumstances, it could be heightened aggression.
Nope.
Late last year, a jury convicted Bryn.
When you were waiting for that sentencing, what did you think
She got probation.
Oh, I really thought I was going to prison.
But that's not how the judge saw it. Court transcripts quote him saying, "No one could have foreseen that a single hit of marijuana that night would have caused Miss Spacer to have a total psychotic break from reality. Certainly not Chad, and certainly not Miss Spacer.
What's up with all these
In light of these
Chads,
facts,
man?
I do not believe that further incarceration of Miss Spacer is appropriate."
Get up there. Good boy.
He sentenced her instead to 2 years probation and 100 hours community service.
And no more weed.
Educating the public on the dangers of THC.
That this judge absolved this defendant of really any responsibility other than the fact that she's convicted sends a very dangerous message.
Chad's father calls the sentence a travesty of the system.
What does she have to do? Nothing? Nothing after taking another human being's life? That's not accountability. Probation, talking to people. I mean, that's not justice.
And what do you want the Amelia family to hear from you now?
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry that they have to
Notice the one tear.
live
So sorry.
with a hole in their life and
Many holes in his
forever
chest.
not be able to be with Chad anymore.
You made him a pincushion.
And that they have to grieve.
That's
And
how
I
that works.
Hope and pray that they find some compassion and forgiveness.
They probably
Bryn's
won't.
requirement to raise
Bro, I
awareness about the
wonder what
risks of
Chad was
marijuana
trying
comes
to
amid the
fucking
drug's
get her to smoke
normalization.
on.
The federal
You know
government
what I mean?
Like,
'Cause
it
that
could have
shit
been.
wasn't just weed, bro.
Some K2, or was there some blow in there?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
So can I shred this?
I just
Look,
hope and
bruh,
pray that
tell
they
me.
find some
So
compassion.
the way that this is filmed, the way that this is given to you, I want you to think about something real quick. It's very
No, it's just
propagandized.
trying to make her fucking look fucking innocent, like
Well,
a
it's
motherfucker.
Bryn's
exactly,
requirement to raise
but they're
awareness
really
about
trying to
risks
push a
of
narrative
marijuana
here.
comes amid the
Marijuana
drug's
is bad. That's really what it is.
No,
It's
bro, yeah.
like it's
The
typical
federal
propaganda.
government is moving to reclassify it as a less dangerous drug. It's legal recreationally in 24 states, and manufacturers are creating more potent products that are more accessible than ever.
Where can you
this
buy
is
bud that looks like
Not
that?
being good.
Correct.
Yeah, as a population are being exposed to things today.
So
that
this
we-
shot right here
it's never really
specifically, if you pause it or
Telling
whatever, it doesn't matter. But they're using what's called the Boke effect.
surprising that we would be seeing
And
more
when you use
people
your hands and you
some,
move at the bottom of the screen, people become like
incidents of some
entranced in
adverse
what you're
effects
saying.
you know,
And it's a
cannabis
manipulation
psychosis is
tactic.
extreme
That's
of
why he's
that.
looking off screen.
It's still
Also, they
very-
put the teleprompter under the light, you know, that it's actually shining into his eyes. He's reading off of a screen. He's being fed lines. I mean, that's the interesting
No,
part.
this is him spitting his propaganda bullshit.
That's my point.
Yeah,
He's
it's
all
not-
part of this. But
He's
it's
not
like
reading that shit. This is shit from his heart.
I guarantee
He's part of the
yeah.
fucking industry. He's part of
Well,
the
it's
fucking
definitely
hospitals and all that shit.
it's definitely from his heart, I'll tell you that. But I mean, it's just the way it's stylized in the
I just
video, the way
hope
it's coming
that
across, like
my
media wise,
story
like
will
this is
save
definitely
somebody
like a
else's
smear
life.
piece.
Nice ass.
Bro, I'm trying to hear what this bitch is saying, man.
That we never really were even a possibility 10, 15, 30 years ago. It's not surprising that we would be seeing more people having some, increased incidence of some adverse effects. And, cannabis-induced psychosis is the extreme of that. It's still very rare, but we're sitting here because it's happening.
I just hope that my story will save somebody else's life.
Save their life?
Don't do the
Bryn
ganja.
is appealing her conviction for that felony as she works to obtain
And
a
she's
license
trying to
here in
appeal
Illinois
it.
to continue her career as an
Embrace it.
audiologist. As part of her community service, she's teaming up with an advocacy group called Every Brain Matters that fights what it calls the expansion of drug culture. We have additional interviews with folks at
Fuck.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my god, man.
That's ridiculous.
There it is.
And
No, I was
she,
just saying the way that it's
she only
filmed
got
and edited.
community service and all this shit, and she's
Yeah.
still trying to appeal it.
Yep.
Right. Well,
Yep.
but felony is going to keep her from getting all kinds of gigs
Well,
and licenses and all kinds of things. That,
the internet exists. I mean, at this point,
Marijuana, man.
no, I know.
It'll
But
ruin
here's the
your
thing.
life.
Listen, I know people who have suffered from psychosis who claim that they can't smoke marijuana anymore because they had psychosis issues. I do not believe that anybody I know has ever taken one hit of marijuana and had a psychotic.
No.
Not one hit. Maybe.
I've seen people fucking freak out over fucking like taking a dab real hot and they can't breathe type shit, but they're not fucking like trying to kill you afterwards.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I have a real hard time with that part of it.
So it goes back to what I was saying earlier, right? Okay, one stab wound, we're looking at it from a different perspective, right? So one stab wound could be self-defense, right?
No,
Two stab wounds, you're fighting back, right?
Yeah.
Right? Three or more, like that's a crime of passion. And then when you add 3 knives to it, that's some Dexter shit.
Girl, I know.
Like,
and she stabbed her dog. Like,
and then she
damn,
tried to
bitch.
stab herself too. Here's the thing.
She didn't stab herself.
She
If
didn't.
anything,
Like,
she was slicing herself.
It looked like a terrible henna tattoo for sure. But like, and that's my point. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this shit just keeps getting faker and faker, and people are believing the dumbest shit. It's the truth.
I mentioned earlier that fucking there's a little clip that I got from one of the people that was talking at the fucking, the DEA shit.
Mm-hmm.
And here this is. It's just like a short little clip.
He experienced a personal tragedy in his family. His sister was killed by somebody who was intoxicated with marijuana. Sorry. And he has a very strong emotional involvement in this. And he has now been straightened out, and that will never happen again.
Straightened out.
Yeah.
It's all straightened out.
Very good.
He's out that ganja.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Never mind the coke. Never mind.
No. Like, did he have a beer that morning too? Because he was on a beer. I mean,
did he have a fucking dick pill? I mean, let's be honest.
Right. Well,
That could have affected it too. Like, there's so many things, so many variables. But like, y'all specifically know it was weed. All right, cool, bet. But y'all don't know how to test for it correctly. Sweet. So we're supposed to take you at your word, right?
Right. Because he was so intoxicated.
100%.
And how many people have seen this? Because we've all smoked tons of weed with tons of people and nobody's seen this.
Nah. I've never seen anybody fucking
I've seen
freak
people
out.
get too high.
No, let's hang on. Let's add nuance to it. Let's add a little devil's advocate. I've seen full-blown panic attacks. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, but that's totally different. That's not
100%. But
let me grab
correct
3 different knives.
Correct.
And start,
That's my point. So what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of people who who have misconstrued like a psychotic episode, quote unquote, as a panic attack. You know what I'm saying? To them, that's not normal. Right. That's possible.
She didn't.
But it ain't gonna make you want to kill somebody.
She didn't even use it as, you know, self-defense or anything.
No.
Because I mean, 108 stabs ain't self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you're making a point. You know, like, what'd you do? Like, connect the dots or some shit? Like, fuck. Like, what goes through your mind? You're like, hang on a second. I need a nice even number.
Yeah.
I missed the spot.
Fuck, 107, can't do that. 108, cool. Like,
sliced his face all up.
That's just, you know, I hate to say it, but like, if she were a man, he'd be gone.
Oh yeah.
That's not even a question. Like, I'll stand by that 100%.
No, it's crazy to me how all these motherfuckers are coming out the fucking woodwork. It's like, oh, weed, it makes people kill each other.
No different than the reefer. No different than the reefer madness.
Yeah.
It's no different than the reefer madness of the 30s.
Exactly.
And
there's
and
just
all
a new
this
boogeyman.
Weed with all this fentanyl on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
where do I
nobody's seen any.
Like, hear me out. Like, people should know that their you know, bodies are different and that they have limits. So like, here's the thing. Some people can't smoke weed, so they take the RSO or they take the edibles or whatever have you because they have lung problems, right? Well, obviously, if you have lung problems and you smoke anything, it's going to be bad. You know what I'm saying? Weed, not so much, but yeah, combustion. Yeah.
But not necessarily.
I smoked one weed.
Asthma.
Yeah, but you don't use. Do you smoke? Yeah, you do smoke joints, don't you?
Yeah, man. That's all I try to do.
Okay.
I do a lot of dabs too, but the point is
true
that I find that as long as I stick to high grade product, the bronchi relax before they freak out and constrict. So it's relaxing for me, and it's the only expectorant out there that you've ever seen or heard of.
Yep.
The only thing that allows someone like me to cough everything up in the morning and spit it out.
The only other herbal, like, effective homeopathic treatment that I've heard of is a plant called mullein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mixed that together. It's fucking great. It's like a bronchodilator, gets everything fucking, you know, kicked out. You're hawking up some nasty shit, but you're getting it out though.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I mean, I've had doctors tell me, like, I had a doctor go in my lungs and tell me that my lungs looked amazing for a guy that never smoked cigarettes. And,
you know, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to just pretend that was the Magic School Bus episode. Just for shits and giggles.
Did you guys hear about all the people breaking into cannabis shops and everything?
Okay.
I'm not surprised by that.
At least 2 Michigan marijuana shops were broken into in what might be a statewide ring. One of those shops hit by thieves was Puff Cannabis in Bay County.
Ooh.
It was on Thursday morning when someone threw a brick through the glass door. Once inside, the suspects ransacked the place and took pot product
that doesn't
value
look that bad, honestly.
$1,000. A pot shop in Mount Pleasant was also robbed that Thursday morning, and investigators believe the two crimes could be related. A few days later, after the break-in, suspects were arrested in Kent County on the west side of the state. A number of police agencies across the state are working together on a rash of similar burglaries.
It'd be funny as hell if these dispensaries were like, hey, come steal this shit. We can't get rid of it.
Right, we can't sell it. Just don't rip us off. It's all yours. Take the weed.
I mean, like, can they, like, claim shit on insurance? Yeah, what I mean,
they can buy special policies from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They can insure their crops, all kinds of things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Here's my comment on all of it. They know what they're doing. They know how to do it, and we know what's going to happen.
Bro, they're saying it's a ring. Yeah, it's themselves.
It's a circle jerk.
They're fucking breaking into their own spots and then throwing that shit on the black market.
Well, and
I mean, there ain't no serial numbers on weed.
Nope.
Correct. Or white labeling even in some cases. Some companies would rather do that, it goes back to the whole idea of like there's no true sativas, no true indicas, or anything like that anymore. They're all hybrids of something. You know what I mean? So it's like at that point you have to look at it the same way business wise. We have micro licenses still, I believe. They're starting to pop up in other states. Like we were talking about with the consumption lodges in New York, they're mimicking what we used to do in Michigan, and things of that nature. So it's like, do we give warning to people in those states that we know it's coming? You know what I'm saying? Or do we tell them like, well, we don't tell you. I personally, I tell you this. There's only very few people from out of state that I trust, very evidently clear in the last, month or so. But like, they're getting legal soon. Kentucky is right around the corner.
Right.
I don't know. I could think of some like good that it could do to Kentucky. So I will be the first to tell you, I got family in Kentucky. I can confirm this right now. There's a huge meth problem. Huge meth problem. So a lot of these counselors and people that, come together, these people that talk, right? The professionals, the experts, right? They're seeing the impacts that marijuana can do. They're like, well, weed's, at least not as bad as meth, right? And so instead of going the Suboxone route and just creating more and more addicts, they're doing this as a more holistic approach and edgier approach and things of that nature, which, let's be honest, that's government, right? They want to be inclusive and shit in all possibilities. And there's money in it. Now, notice what I think that is. What was it? One dispensary per county?
Yeah. Kentucky.
That right there gave it away. That tells me that, it's Rite Aid,
Yeah. Well, shit, fucking, I guess, out of the 96 of the micro business licenses issued by the state through the lottery, I guess 7 of them are under investigation and facing revocation. Yeah. But the Missouri Cannabis Trade Association describes David Brodsky. I mean, it looks like Brodsky, though. David Brodsky is instrumental in developing the Missouri micro business community. So I guess all 7 of those companies under investigation are. He wasn't a part of, but he was, he was just an advisor.
That's funny.
But all 7 of the companies under investigation are under investigation because they were supposed to be part of micro businesses, but they're being suspected of being owned by big motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So basically, how they did it, I heard a lot of people went down to Oklahoma and just teamed up with somebody down there.
Local growers.
Like, hey, you got the land. I'll come down, grow, blah, 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 blah. It'll be in your name type shit. Well, that was apparently a bad thing in Missouri. And so, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if we're looking at all things considered, silver lining, yes, it could help the Met problem in theory, right? But at the same time, it's like it goes back to some of these medical patients will, go with their med cards and do what they got to do just to be able to legally, quote unquote, buy dollar pre-rolls instead of smoking meth. I mean, I guess that's not a big deal. You know,
Man,
that's the
I
worst.
think it's pretty fucked up about fucking Hawaii, man. Like,
it is very fucked up. Like, I got a lot of questions though. Like, did they not see this coming? They didn't.
No, they
have
totally
a chance?
did. I mean, even that chick that was talking, she was
Yeah.
like, you know, that people just been sitting around doing nothing, and now people are fucking scrambling around trying to do something about it.
And you could tell by the guy because he's like, "We're not ready."
I think
Like,
it's fucked up that there was a expiration date on the shit.
Right? Why
You
wouldn't
know,
you pass something that says we're going to continue what we had until we
Yeah.
figure it out?
Yeah, it's
Like
2
we
words.
do
No,
the
no, no.
budget.
Easy.
Yeah.
In perpetuity.
Well,
It's not that hard.
They want to make changes. So the point is,
Well, yeah.
the point is,
true.
you do it until they come up with a new one.
I'm just saying.
It's like a month-to-month lease.
You can make an addendum or an appendix.
But yeah, it's just ridiculous.
It goes back to control, power, like you were saying, man. Sometimes it's the last little bit that they got, man. Little fuckers.
And bro, they're just I think it's funny as fuck that the Missouri Cannabis Trade Association is trying to stick up for this motherfucker. Like, oh yeah, no, he's a instrumental. He is instrumental.
Right.
If it wasn't for him, there would be no Missouri micro businesses. Like, bruh. Oh, where? Wow. So you got any stories, Adam?
Yeah, actually I do.
Oh shit.
I got one about New Jersey, and three New Jersey municipalities will offer medical marijuana benefits to public workers, an apparent first in the U.S. And this article says, in what appears to be a first for public workers in the U.S., medical marijuana coverage is being added as a health care benefit for employees in 3 New Jersey municipalities, providing access to discounts at participating dispensaries, as well as cannabis-related telehealth care.
So their insurance is going to pay for their weed? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not sure yet. Oh, yeah. Well, it's going to give them a discount. Employees of the city of Trenton, as well as the boards of education in Orange and Teaneck, New Jersey, are eligible for new employee benefit, which is facilitated through the company benefit Benabis Health. Participating workers will reportedly get at least 15% off the amount that a typical medical marijuana patient would pay. Benabis, which is the name of this company, which also works with private employers, separately signaled its expansion into Maine this week, announcing partnerships with dispensaries in 4 localities there. But yeah, that's the new thing now. They're talking about company offers discounts at dispensaries in Delaware, Maryland, Massachusetts, New York, New Mexico, and Washington, D.C. So that's the new thing is.
So it sounds like, because there was at a point in time where people would ask the opinion, do you think that it should be, one government like the DEA was supposed to be that oversees it federally, and the states just have to, abide by that? Or should they give the states, their own control? And that's what we've done. Figure it the fuck out yourselves, right? Let us know, and then we'll kind of blanket that. We're still waiting on those things, ideally in a perfect world. Sadly, now we have a bunch of people who, well, shockingly enough, it's not going the way that it probably should, right? Like, people are starting to fail at this shit because, like, they're not, learning the laws. They're not, like, standing up. They're not going to the fucking, meetings and the township meetings and shit. They're not speaking up, That's the truth. You gotta like be proactive, you know? Like it's the truth.
Hey, KK is asking for recommendations on a good book to read. Adam, I think that question is to you.
Oh. Tell him to send me his address. I'll send him one.
Oh shit! Yeah, just send him your address, man.
Not the book.
Yeah, I know me and Roach have talked about it in the past, how the industry out has been like going for more and more THC and not giving a fuck about the terps and everything.
Right.
Well, apparently Colorado's catching on, but they're trying to put it across as they're just trying to sell more weed. But here we go.
Businesses are now catering to customers who say they aren't looking to catch a big buzz. 9 News reporter Colton Chavez joins us live this evening. Colton, this can feel a little contradictory at first.
Yeah, Mark, it reminds me of the saying that maybe less is more. Yeah, but for these cannabis companies, they tell me that they think by offering these lower dosage THC products, it will bring in more customers, and by doing that, put more of a focus on treatment.
Got a nice little assortment of products across the board.
In Colorado, a new wave of marijuana customers aren't all looking to get a mile high.
People are looking for more functionality, truthfully, throughout the day. Not looking for that completely blitzed out feeling where they can't get things done.
Adam Shepler, the area manager for Terrapin.
Yeah, fuck Colorado.
Yeah, man, what about those of us that want to get shit-faced?
Yeah, true that.
There's what Sinclair always said.
I mean, that's just because you have a shit face, so I gotta follow suit. I'm just not that ugly.
Yeah.
Is that Adam's son? Damn.
Wow.
Talk about Rodney?
Huh?
Well, who said that? I'm not reading it.
Dog catcher.
Thanks, dog catcher. I thought you
feel fucking old.
Thought you were my dad.
No,
that's where you got the book from.
Right.
Damn, you got the book from Dog Catcher originally. Yeah.
It's like the Necronomicon or whatever that fucking shit was in Evil Dead. Necronomicon? Yeah, that.
Got another story, Adam?
I do. So former Rep Dave Weldon, representative from Florida, who President-elect Donald Trump has selected to serve as director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, said it's lunacy to believe in the medicinal benefits of marijuana, which he called a gateway drug. He also voted against several amendments to protect state medical cannabis laws from federal interference and claimed that supporters use cancer victims and AIDS victims to as their prop to enable them to get it through. But yeah, that's who we can expect to be running the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Well, science is fucking pointless now. Y'all just start making shit up.
What's his name again?
Chad.
Chad. Is it Chad? I was going to say, is it Chad?
No, it's Dave Weldon.
Oh,
it's not Chad.
Well done.
Well done is right.
Chad Chronister.
Jesus fucking Christ. You can't make this shit up. Like, this is happening. This is
fucking Chad, bro.
And then the dude that he appointed, what was it, Attorney General or some shit, like straight backed out. It was like, nope, can't do that, guy.
Can't do that because you're gonna
do that.
You're gonna catch me with them young girls, and I can't afford that.
Yep. Well, that which is the most guilty thing you could have ever done.
Well, of course.
But, never mind that. Neither confirm nor deny, right?
Man, always get a consent form signed.
Or an NDA at the very fucking least.
Yeah, that's what Diddy did.
Yeah, you see how good Diddy's getting across now.
Because he didn't have those consent forms, just the NDAs. All right, can I read a horrible story?
A horrible story? We got to end on a good note, man.
All right, marijuana sales near 10 billion in Michigan in a few years after legalization.
Yeah.
10 billion. Marijuana can be legally purchased at retailers in 71 of the state's 83 counties in every region of Michigan. Some worry prices, however, have fallen too far and will lead to closures.
Mm.
This month or next, someone is going to walk into a Michigan dispensary, buy marijuana, and trigger a big moment for the industry. 10 billion in cumulative sales of recreational cannabis. Crossing that threshold cements Michigan as one of the top states for marijuana sales, even amid a steep drop in prices that may please the user but worries the industry. The state reported cumulative sales of nearly 9.7 billion through October and is averaging 279 million a month. At that pace, it's likely to exceed 10 billion in the first week of December.
Roads still suck.
They're talking about how much money they're making, but how many units compared to last year they're selling?
Retailers sold nearly 400,000 pounds of edibles in October, up from 311,000 pounds a year ago and 46,000 pounds in 2020. Flower marijuana prices have fallen to $74 an ounce last month from $400 an ounce in 2020, while edibles have dropped to $4 an ounce from $15 an ounce over that time. But in the meantime, there's still people are buying the shit out of it because they're,
But how many of those people are out of staters, bro?
Correct.
I'd love to get a hold
Ohio
of
just legalized marijuana.
All these maps that these fucking companies have of like where these people are coming from that are buying this shit.
Well, here's what's funny, because they write this shit, which makes no sense. Prices in Ohio are $500 an ounce, but because marijuana is still considered an illicit drug nationally, it can't be shipped across state lines, so Michigan's oversupply can't leave the state. It is only leading to lower prices here. The legal recreational markets in Colorado, California, Oregon all have run into the same issue. Local growers flood the market and prices plummet. All have lower prices than even Michigan, whose prices are among the lowest in the country, according to one survey by Oxford Treatment.
But it can't leave the state, but there's billboards saying come into the state and buy it.
Yeah.
So far,
there's Michigan dispos advertising in illegal states,
right?
In Indiana,
correct.
Yeah.
So
that's my point. But like it says in there, sure.
It says so far.
I'm over here, smoke some weed, and then you can go back. Wink,
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 wink, nudge, nudge. Fucking click, click. I mean, goddamn.
So far, Ohio's new legal retailers aren't putting a dent in the sales in Southeast Michigan.
Nah.
For now, consumers have to weigh whether a 4-hour round trip drive to Michigan from Cleveland is worth a 10-fold lower price. But overall, sales have probably peaked.
Listen, I got friends with LLCs and fucking felonies. I know people that drive 10 hours for good shit.
Right.
Like, I won't lie to you. How they do it, that's a different story. Pretend I didn't say anything.
Well, shit, before we get out of here, it's about that time, but I want to remind everybody, save the date, y'all. 22, 24. How many days away?
20.
20, exactly 20.
Away, Sunday, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bullish is going to be up in the building. The performance by him starts at 4 p.m. So get there before that, man. And $20 entry if you don't have a donation. But shit, even if you do bring a donation, bring 20 in, and it all goes to a good cause. Shout out to JSH Enterprises and No Deduction Extracts. Native Babe will be in the building. The list goes on and on, I'm sure. Chi-Town will be doing the food, as well as probably somebody outside too. But everybody who gets in gets a raffle ticket, y'all, and stick around. See if your number's called. I don't know how many numbers I called last time, but people were just not there anymore. So stick around, have a good time. It's for a good cause. I'm sure it's for First Step Women's Shelter and the Capuchin Soup Kitchen. And yeah, it's in Detroit. Come through, have a good time. And of course, here on Medical Mondays, we want to remind everybody, go out and get your card, y'all. One of the awesome people you can do that with is Detroit Search Center. Hit them up, call them, text them, 248-275-6707. Look you up. But there's plenty of other people out there to help you get your card, man. Who are some of those people, Adam?
Well, up north, we got Michael Thuy, who, congratulations to him, just had a baby.
Congratulations.
And who else we got on the west side? We got Bomber over at West, what is it? I don't know what the hell the name is. Compassion Club.
Pure West.
Pure West. There you
go.
All right.
Yeah.
And the Weedsters are on the west coast there.
Yeah.
Flint, we got Vehicle City and GC3. And our friend Wheezy. We got
list goes on and on, y'all. Stop making excuses, man. And once again, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our sponsors. Shout out to Native Babe 313, Michigan Turf Farms, Nugget Duction Extracts, Tiki Madman, SOB Labs, and Tree Street Packaging. Boom. And much love to y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah.